I have a question. When you first lost your arm, did you get phantom pain? Let me break this down. For those that don't know what phantom pain is, it's basically any amputee gets pain in their arm or leg that they lose, and that's called phantom pain. Now, it's called that because the arm is not there, but you feel it. It's kind of like a ghost, you know what I'm saying? But that gives the public the wrong idea. I've had a lot of people tell me, yo, it's just in your head, it's made up, blah, blah, blah. We don't call it phantom pain because we're imagining pain. Like I said, we call it that because the arm or leg is not there and it hurts. So what is phantom pain? Alright, so my arm was ripped off on the scene, right? It's a huge difference when a doctor cuts it because of cancer or whatever other reason versus losing it on a tragic accident. Or if you're born with it. Now, I can't speak on those situations because I haven't experienced them, but I do know this. 9 out of 10 amputees I talked to was cut by a doctor. And after just a few months or a couple of years, they don't hurt anymore. Or if they do, it's very rare. Rare to me is like once a week. Because I'm every single second of every single day. I'm not saying my experience is worse than other amputees that get cut by a doctor. That's not my point here. My point here is this. You're asking during the first couple months or whatever, did it hurt? It's been over a year and a half and hurts every second of every day of my life. And why is that? When a doctor cuts it, they know where to cut it and how to cut it with the scalpel. Afterwards, they're going to take your nerves and bury them in certain muscles around the area. They bury it because your muscles naturally stimulate the nerve and it doesn't hurt as bad. But in a tragic case like mine, the doctors couldn't even find my nerves. They know they're in there somewhere, but they couldn't find them. They had to save my life as quick as possible. Until my nerves were ripped apart, you know what I'm saying? Way different than when a doctor cuts it. Like I said, I know a lot of people a year out, they're not in pain anymore. But for me, based off all the amputees I've talked to, it seems like I'll be in pain my whole life. I only know a couple people with similar situations to mine, and they were ripped off as well, and they've been in pain for 30, 40 years. And when I say every second of every day, you think I'm making it up. Why would I make that up? The reason it hurts every second of every day is that nerve has been ripped apart. The nerves don't heal. So that nerve is consistently all day, every day, sending a signal to my brain that it's being ripped and it's hurting. Like I said, it was ripped on the scene. A doctor did not cut any part of my arm. There was only a small piece of skin it was hanging on by. But I do get used to it more and more and more. Think of the worst pain you've ever been in. Or even girls, I've heard that when you cramp up that time of the month, it hurts very, very bad. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that every day for a whole year straight. Eventually you get used to the pain. And it's like, oh, it still is just as vivid, but you're so used to it that it's in the background of your mind. There are certain times when you think about it and it sucks. But my phantom pain is just as bad as it was when it first happened. The only reason I'm not crying all day every day is because I'm used to it. Physical pain is nothing to me. So phantom pain is not made up in her head. It's not an idea. It's a real thing because your nerves are destroyed and your nerves don't heal. But I still have all the rest of the nerves going all the way from here up to my brain and my spine. And just a part of that nerve still feels like the whole arm because a piece of it makes up the whole. It's like taking a drop of the ocean. In the end, it still has all the ocean in it. As in, if you look at the stuff making up that drop of water, it still is exactly the same stuff making up the whole ocean. So I feel my whole arm, every single inch of it. Sometimes I feel like it's on fire, sometimes electricity, like you pour gasoline and light a match, sometimes you put a taser to it. It's all types of feelings, you guys, and you don't want to ever feel them in your life. So that's what phantom pain is. Now you know. Love y'all.